Smooths, and thank you so much for joining me back here. I feel like this is a good place to start recording. This is my desk. You can see it here. I got my laptop, I got my chips, I got my Coke. Don't worry about those. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Yeah, this is where I spend a lot of my time. And it's in front of a window. Even better. So I think this is where we're going to start recording. That's besides the point. Thank you. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me back here. Today we're going to do a recommendation video. I don't do enough of these, and I feel like I need to start doing more. The only problem is I've been reading a lot of the same things lately. So I'm going to have to diversify my reading taste a little bit, I guess. Today we're going to do some recommendations for some summer romance reads. Let me just say straight up, I read a lot of rom-coms. I read mostly romantic comedies and fantasy. Those are my two loves. I've also been getting into thrillers a lot recently. I don't read a whole lot of just contemporary romance, I guess you would call it, or any other type of romance, I guess. I would like to start reading more fantasy romance, but that's besides the point. That's not what this video is about. All this to say that some of these are rom-coms, some of them are not. But overall, here's some summer romances that I have read that I enjoyed that I think you might like too. Scratch that. I have a few on here that I didn't personally love, but I know that other people love them, and we'll get into that. First up, we have The Match by Sarah Adams. I love Sarah Adams. Okay, listen, she's my favorite, so it's hard for me to make a romance video and not talk about her. So we have The Match by Sarah Adams. This is the book one, the first book. Oh, I can't talk today, but I'm in such a talkative mood. Let me just start over. First up, I have The Match by Sarah Adams. This is her first book in the It Happened in Charleston series. It's a duology, I guess. It's not a whole series. I chose this one because it is set more so in summer. It happens in the summer months. There's pool parties. She's hot walking around Charleston. If you've been to Charleston, South Carolina, whatever, the South, it gets kind of hot. And this kind of has just those warm, sunny summer vibes. And this one, our main character is named Evie. She has epilepsy and works for a service dog company who trains the dogs and then pairs them with other people who need service dogs as well. Like I say, she has epilepsy, so she has one of these service dogs. That's how she came to work at this company. So since she works at this company, she gets emails from people who are interested. My dog is below me if you hear him. Who are interested in having a service dog themselves. And so she gets this email from this man that she thinks is named Jake. And so she meets him at a coffee shop, and lo and behold, he wasn't the one who set up an appointment with her to talk about service dogs. It was his daughter Sam. Sam has recently been diagnosed with epilepsy as well. And so she reached out to Evie while pretending to be her father. So Evie shows up, the guy gets kind of grumpy, Jake gets kind of grumpy and is kind of self-righteous a little bit and just kind of gets in her face and says, "We don't need one of your dogs, blah, 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 blah." Eventually he comes around, he reaches back out to Evie, says, "Hey, I was wrong. We would like to try a service dog." And it goes from there. Great summer read. I just love Sarah Adams, so anything her you should check out. Next up, I have The Neighbor War by Katie Bailey. This one is the second book in the Only in Atlanta series. I've read both of them. This one I chose for summer because, again, it has those summer vibes. This one follows Courtney and Aiden. They are neighbors, and something happens when they first meet that kind of sets them off from each other, and they spend the entire rest of the time that they know each other kind of being enemies. This is kind of an enemies to lovers trope with also fake dating. Something happens in Aiden's job. He's a photographer and he's up for this promotion, but the big company, the big client that they're working with is kind of all about family and being settled and providing a getaway for couples and that kind of thing. So he asks his neighbor, he asks Courtney to pretend to date him for this job assignment so he can get this promotion. Super cute. Like I say, they kind of go on vacation together, give you those vacation vibes. This one is also a romantic comedy. So check it out. Please go lay down. I have a husky. I just pulled this off of him. If you know, you know. Next up, we have one that I did not love, but I know a lot of people do. I have The People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. A lot of people love Emily Henry. She's super popular right now. She's talked about everywhere. Book Talk, Bookstagram, Instagram, whatever. BookTube, people talk about her. I personally don't like her. I've read 3 of her books. I have not read Happy Place, and I don't really plan to. But I have read this one. I've read The People We Met on Vacation, and I think it would be a good summer read if you like Emily Henry. To me, she's a women fiction writer with romance in her books. She's not a romance writer. So I don't particularly care for the fact that she is marketed as a romance writer when that is not what she is. I personally don't care much for women's fiction. I find it kind of boring. I I want more of a focus on the romance rather than the woman, if that makes sense, which I'm not sexist. That's not what I'm saying. That's just what I enjoy. That's what entertains me. And since I read for entertainment, it's kind of important. Besides the point, in this one, our main two characters, don't remember their names, our main two characters knew each other in college, I think, and every summer they would take a vacation together. And then something happens, they got older, and they kind of split apart, and they stopped taking those vacations together. Now, they have been brought together again, and they decide to take one last summer vacation together. Summer vibes, summer vacations. It's fine. It has forward and past, so present and past. So you're in the present on their current like last vacation, and then you get flashbacks of their past vacations, if that makes sense. Again, good summer read if you like things like women's fiction and Emily Henry with a little bit of romance. Getting off my soapbox now. Next I have The Date Swap by Lydia Westing. This one's short, this one's cute. I listened to it on Scribd maybe, and it was a fast read. Kind of sounds what it sounds like. These two people are going on a wedding vacation kind of thing. I think it might be in Hawaii. It's some kind of tropical island, and they meet, I think, on the plane in the airport, something like that. And neither of them have a date to the wedding. It's one of those deals where both of their families kind of have these expectations for them that they're not meeting. So they agree, since they're both going to the same island, the resort, and you know, the resorts are kind of close to each other, that they'll be each other's wedding date. And so they spend the book trying not to get caught by each other's family, since they are on the same island, kind of close together. It's good. It's cute. Except I have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I actually love this one, to be completely honest with you. Christina Lauren I have kind of a weird relationship with. I either love their books or I don't care much for them at all. This one I really like. It's funny. It's fade to black, I think. This one follows Olive and Ethan. Olive's sister is marrying Ethan's cousin, best friend, brother, something like that. They're both in their wedding. They're both in the wedding party. Something happens at the wedding to where the bride and the groom cannot go on their honeymoon, and it's non-refundable. She won it. The bride won it on some kind of like giveaway type thing. So it's non-refundable. So she tells Olive and Ethan that they can take the honeymoon themselves, but the only caveat is they have to pretend that they are the bride and the groom. So they have to pretend that they have to pretend that they're together. They have to pretend that they are on their honeymoon, that they're in love, blah, 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 blah. Again, super funny. Enemies to lovers, because they don't like each other, but they're forced into this close proximity, fake dating, fake marriage relationship. Is super funny. It's super good. I loved it. The side characters in this are great. Olive's family is fantastic. Yeah, it's great. Good summery vibes, vacation, again, tropical island type thing. That's kind of seems to be the running theme in these, but I did not plan that, but that is how it has turned out. Last one, kind of the same deal. I have Shipped by Angie Hockman. This one I think it's described as the Unhoneymooners meets The Hating Game. If you've read both of those, I could kind of see that. I really enjoyed this one. This one is also an Enemies to Lovers. It follows Henley and Graham. They both work for the same company. I think it's some kind of touristy company. And so she works in the office. Graham works remotely, so she's never actually seen him. She's just heard his voice over like voice calls and stuff whenever he phones in to the meetings that they have at the actual office itself. But something happens early on. Her boss is sexist, let me just say that, and that plays a big role in this. Something happens early on where she wants a promotion, she wants a position or something like that, and she's passed over, or maybe Graham like sticks his foot in or something like that. Either way, something happens to where Graham is favored over her in the workplace, and so she spends this whole time thinking that they're enemies, hating him, kind of wanting to get back at him, and it all comes to a head. The story begins when there is an actual promotion, like a big promotion, and the boss says like, hey, Henley and Graham, you both go on this cruise, you like experience everything that our clients experience, that our customers experience, whatever you want to call it, and then you like make a presentation, you give it back to me, you kind of shine the best light on this cruise, and whoever does that will get the promotion because you know how to make our product, I guess you could say, the most appealing. So that's what they do. This is her first time ever seeing him in person. They end up on the same cruise ship together, and they are, again, forced close proximity. You know, on a cruise ship, there's very few places you can go. They have to experience this vacation together. It's awesome. I love this one. I kind of want to reread it now that I'm talking about it. It's great. I don't think it has the highest ratings on Goodreads or something, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. So there we go. Those are some summer romance recommendations for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. Let me know if you read any of these, if you enjoyed them, if you didn't like them. I'm all ears because I had one in here that I didn't love, but it's still a good summer recommendation for people who might love Emily Henry. Let me know any other summer romance books that I should check out and any other recommendation videos you guys would like to see. I'll see if I can do them. Like I say, I need to expand my reading taste a little bit. Otherwise, you guys are awesome. I am so thankful for you and I'm so blessed to have you here on my channel. And we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya! Also, look at this. How cute is this cover? Yeah, look at how cute this is. It's not real. I pre-ordered Sarah Adams' new book, Practice Makes Perfect, and it came with this. It's just a temporary tattoo. I kind of want to get it for real now. I'm just a sissy.